Good morning, dear students. How are you all? I hope you are all doing good. So, in the last class, we have discussed about the fundamental rights such as right to equality, right to freedom of religion, and right to against exploitation. So, today let us continue the remaining fundamental rights such as the right to constitutional remedies and cultural and educational rights. First, let us discuss about the right to constitutional remedies. The right to constitutional remedies says that every citizens of India have the rights to move to the court to protect their fundamental rights. When they can go to the court, if they feel if their fundamental rights are encroached by the government or any others, they can go to the High Court or Supreme Court, and the courts are responsible for defending the fundamental rights of a citizens except the except the emergency. And even the High Court and Supreme Courts are empowered by the Constitution of India to issue the five writs to enforcement of fundamental rights. What are the five writs? Writ of habeas corpus, writ of certiorari, writ of quo warranto, writ of mandamus, and writ of prohibitions. So now let us discuss about one by one. First, let us discuss about the habeas corpus. So habeas corpus is a formal document. This document containing an order to the court, order to the court, order of the court to the government. This writ will be able to issue only from the High Court and Supreme Court, not from the others court. So now let us discuss about the writ of certiorari. So High Court or Supreme Court send a cases to the lower court with an order to proceed a judgment. And thirdly, quo warranto. This writ is used to prevent the illegal assumption of any public officers. And mandamus. It is a court order compelling someone to execute a duty that they are legally obligated to complete. It is called mandamus. So now let us discuss about cultural and educational rights. As we know that India is a large country, and in India the people are practicing the different culture and traditions, and they live together. And these people have the right to safeguard their culture, traditions, language, and script. And they also have the right to open their own educational institutions. And the Constitution of India clearly says that no citizens shall be denied admission to any educational institution maintained by the governments, whether that is state government or central government. So now let us discuss about the fundamental rights as human rights. As we know that the fundamental rights are very essential for well-being citizens of a country, and every citizens have the some rights that have to be protected by the government. And so we are seeing that we are observing that so the people always have against the people have always fought against the injustice and inequality done by the government or any. And when this better living is possible, the better living is possible only when the dignity and worth of the human being is well preserved. then better living is possible. This better living can possible or can also be done if we give some basic rights to the peoples. What are the basic rights we are giving to the people is called a human rights. So then what are the human rights? There are several types of human rights are there. Among them, the important human rights are right to work, right to safe and healthy working conditions, right to equality before the law, and right to social security and insurance, right to health. So these are the human rights, and all these human rights are protected in the universal and declared as the human rights. These human rights are adopted by the United Nations General Assembly. When it is adopted on 10th December 1948. And even our constitution is faithful, reflects all these human rights. So now let us discuss about the National Human Rights Commissions. The National Human Rights Commission in India was constituted in the year of 1993, and this national human rights guarantees the citizens and their rights. What are who are all the member of this constitution, National Human Rights Constitution? So it is composed of a former justice of the Supreme Court of India and two other prominent members. And High Court Chief Justice. Once again, I'm repeating. So this National Human Rights Commission composed of Chief Justice of Supreme Court and Chief Justice of the High Court. Along with this Chief Justice, two other important members who have the best about the knowledge and experience in dealing the human rights. And what are the functions? So it complements the functioning of the Supreme Court and High Court, and they are keeping an eye and acts and observe the benefits of the human rights. And even it also encourages the endeavors of the non-government organizations in protecting the human rights. So in the next class, let us discuss about the fundamental duties. Thank you.